Greetings. Today I want to speak to you on the subject of belief precedes manifestation. So, your belief system is what will help you to manifest the life that you would like to live on this planet. So if you have a messed up belief system, you live a messed up life. For example, if because of your religious tradition and beliefs, you have the wrong concept about money, or the wrong concept about sex, or the wrong concept about meditation, your life will always go in the wrong direction. Because your entire life is consists of an inhalation and an exhalation. And that inhalation and exhalation is reflecting your first breath and your last breath. Which means that you are denying your entire existence on this planet. And you're doing it blindly because you believe in a religion that is pointing you to look outwardly. And so I'm doing this video to direct you to look inwardly, to teach you that it is your belief system that can either block you or open up doors for you. Well, unfortunately, if you grew up in a society whereby you were taught to look outwardly and to believe in secular Christianity that is actually pointing you to look outwardly, whereby they have you look on the outside for a Lord, a Savior, and a Redeemer, and you believe someone gonna come from the sky to save you, well, such a belief will have you living in scarcity, mediocrity, and most of all, mental slavery. As a matter of fact, it will have you vibrating so low that you will be only vibrating at the level of the animals. And so you would live your life based on the things that you can see, taste, touch, and smell. And that is why in 2020 to 2022, Fauci and Bill Gates and the many others was able to have all these religious people be willing to give their shoulders and their behinds to be inoculated, because so many of them were tied up in loans and mortgages, and even convince them to go in their churches or the denominations with masses on their face, singing and clapping and dancing. I remember quite vividly I used to go down the road and look into a church and just laugh at these people with these masses on their face. Okay, and these are the people who will tell you that the light of the world is not the sun, as in the sun. They will tell you Jesus is the light of the world. But when you realize that the sun parallels the human imagination, and that the human imagination parallels the sun, for without the sun there's no life and there's no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made, then you would realize that everything lies in your perception. So even the sun and everything that you're seeing on the outside, it is within. Okay? And no S-O-N could ever exist unless there must be the S-U-N. So, my brother and my sisters, if you can fix your belief system, then you will understand why the book of mind science, which is the Bible, for it is a book of mind science, and it must never be interpreted literally. Okay, it must be understood psychologically and metaphysically. It must be understood esoterically, not exoterically. Okay, they interpret it to the masses exoterically. Well, that book of mind science tells you that as a man thinketh in his heart, which is speaking about the seat of his consciousness, or the seat of his awareness, so is he. As he thinks in the invisible world, so shall it be expressed in the visible three-dimensional world. That same book is what tells you, I think in Romans 12, that you must be transformed, and that the only way you can be transformed is by the what? The renewing of your mind, the rearranging of your mind. So, if you're not willing to unlearn and relearn and reprogram your subconscious mind, you would remain in mental slavery. And that is what has happened to many people in the continent of Africa, in the Caribbean, and around the world, especially melanated people who believe in a savior that doesn't even look like them. And it's the only people in this world that have a savior that doesn't look like them. So my brother and my sisters, change your belief system and everything will change in your life. So remember that belief precedes manifestation. Whatsoever you like to manifest in this world, is start with your belief system. So my last encouragement to you is that you have to learn to love yourself, believe in yourself, and embrace yourself as just as you are, and get rid of all the distractions and all of the false god. Anyone that is pointing to look outside of yourself, they want to keep you in idolatry, they want to keep you in stupidity, they want you to keep you in a religious mentality, and they want to keep you at the level of the animals. Okay? But come out from among them and you be separated. Okay? When you start to see on a higher level, you might have to cut away from certain friends and even family members, because they wouldn't see that where you're seeing from, or the angle that you're seeing from, and that could cause confusion. Okay, and because of the religious mentality, you might want to bring them along with you, but it doesn't happen that way. Okay, always remember that your true brothers and sisters are those who are on the same level of vibration and frequency with you, those who can speak the same language with you, because everything is being hidden in symbology. Okay, the entire language of the Bible is all a symbolic language, and it is not pointing you to look on the outside. It all have to do with your anatomy, your physiology, your biology, your psychology. Okay, and it is all astrotheology. You have to connect yourself with the all, and you connect yourself with all of nature and everything, knowing that everything exists within you. Understanding as above, so below, as it is within, so is it without. Understanding the law of rhythm, understanding the law of vibration, understanding the law of gender, understanding the law of polarity, understanding these greater immutable laws is very important. So that is why, as I stated before, that belief always precedes manifestation. You'll never be able to manifest the ideal life that you want to manifest in this world if you do not change your belief system that is keeping you limited. You're not limited, you are a limitless being. You are not this body. You're just having a human experience. Your true essence is spirit. That spirit is energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transmuted. That's why you can transmute your energy into money or anything materially. Anything that you desire in this world. But my last encouragement to you is that if you haven't started a family, use the energy to bring a genius into this reality. Not one who is brainwashed and an idiot talking about Jesus coming soon. So, with that being said, my brother and my sisters, use this information to change your belief system, and then you will start to reap the manifestations in your life that you've been looking for. You'll live the ideal life. Okay, and then you would realize that these material things that you've been seeking, and you think that they will bring happiness, they're not going to bring happiness. But you find happiness within yourself first. Okay, and because you find happiness within yourself first, and you understand that your salvation is self-realization, and you become a self-realized and self-actualized person, now you can live your life as a king, because that's who you are. As a matter of fact, you will live your life as a God, because you are God in flesh, whether you accept it or deny it. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I very much want to thank you very much, for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it really makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. If you like to get my books, all of the links are down below. I have 10 or more books that you can use to help you on your spiritual journey. Also, I have 2 gratitude journal, one for him and one for her, where I start out with the affirmation that I am so happy and grateful now, and you can add the rest. Okay, you have to be definite about what you want, so you can get that. Also, if you like to book a one-on-one with me, you can drop me an email. We can set up that one-on-one on whatever platform we choose. If not, there's a link that is down below and an app that is called Faithia, a more religious app, but I'm there teaching spirituality. Okay, I accept the invitation. I'm teaching my spirituality there. Okay, so if you want to contact me from that app and book a one-on-one with me, you're welcome also. Okay, also if you like to become part of my page and community and support this work, okay, you're very much welcome. And I have a course there for people donating $20 or more called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So my last encouragement to you as usual is to make sure you check out all the links that are down below and let your intuition, always let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.